Welkom iedereen. Mijn naam is Alain. Soyez le bienvenu tout le monde. Welkom hier in Leuven.
What is a CDO? We have CEOs, CIOs, CDOs. Well, let me introduce you to one. This gentleman is Andrew Maximo, and he's a CDO. Anybody of you know him? Nobody knows Andrew? That's okay. I don't know him either. Andrew is a Chief Drone Officer. And here we go. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the core issue of today. Same acronym, different meaning. And we will bring together three types of people: the Chief Executive Officers, the Chief Information Officers, and the Chief Digital Officers, and they all use the same words and they mean different things. So,
for the first case, I tried to find Peter Van Is on LinkedIn. As you said, I found 30 Peter Van Is. It's incredible. But probably only one with such a big pack of money.
Some facts and figures. We launched this very quietly. I told you we had a dumb bot implemented with chatbots. All of a sudden, our bot no longer supported the dumb keywords, which started to talk. The users started to discover it. We launched it in April. We didn't really market it until June. We had 70,000 questions from youngsters since. We have conversations of over 20 minutes. Youngsters talking to the bot, asking a joke. I'm learning new curse words every day. And the biggest compliment we're probably getting is, "You are the machine. I bet you're a person." And then throwing curse words at us to see if we react. And I'll introduce a new title, Chief Cognitive Officer. I think it's a brilliant title. I didn't see it on any of the name cards yet, but Chief Cognitive Officer, fantastic. So for me, cognitive transformation or digital transformation, and I didn't really answer who takes the lead, but I can tell you that KBC Innovations trigger the lead. That's my story.
Next speaker is Michael de Hedef. He's Innovative Scouts Consulting Director for Business and Decision in Belgium, and he's working as a very loyal employee for 14 years now for BN. Please.
The first, I will try to answer the question with digital transformation, squeeze your business, the topic of today. And the first thing, some inspiration maybe, is not the first revolution we have to face. We have the steam, electronic, internet, IoT, and so on. And finally, what's a revolution? It's like a real revolution. Everything changes, but in fact nothing changes. Sometimes we have some bubbles, and we can see no difference between the two pictures on the screen. I'm a collector of old books about science. I have a book here from 1850, and it's about 100 innovation, about the pile of Volta, the gas lightning, the electricity, and so on. It's fantastic because they question exactly the same question than now. What will change? Which jobs will disappear? How to prepare to the environment, and so on.
Now we go to the banking sector with Geert van Loven. He's Chief Information and Digital Officer, so he combines the two at Argenta, and that's a bank with full digital transformation, catching up with the big banks like the KBC. And probably go for a leapfrog, because they're coming from, I don't say nowhere, but they can go for a leapfrog. Here it was 9-year Chief Technology Officer for Estée Lauder, 5-year CIO at Telenet, growing to Liberty Global. In January 2015 he became CIO at Belfius, and he was last year at Data News the winner of the ICT Project of the Year with the development of a banking app within 6 months. And now he's at Argenta, and he will come up with a new banking app within 3 months. Here.
Thank you. I'll share some thoughts with you. Indeed, Chief Information and Digital Officer, and why did we decide to do that? Well, for the simple reason that we believe that it's not more about the big beating the small. It's about the fast beating the slow, and so it's all about speed. And obviously, Argenta is a different bank insurer than Belfius. So, but this is a wonderful company with like we've mentioned, is with a little bit catching up to do on the digital side. I mean, it's what our consumers are saying, so I'm not hiding anything. To conclude, well, you can sit and wait until the digital wave is going to run over you, or you can try to create it.
So our next speaker is Björn Maret. He's working for Kinepolis, and of course in the cinema business disruption is going very, very hard.
And then I'm going to try to convince you that in certain consequences, we all need love and we all need this thing in our lives. But before looking at the quote, and before creating the future or looking to the future, they always said, you know, you should try to understand the past. And then the other thing he did in his first year, he actually enlarged the screens. He said, you know, I would like to have the best sound systems, the best quality, more leg space, everything. And that's what his mission was at that time. And we were growing, growing, and growing. So we actually transformed the industry. The first wave of transformation was here, you know, from the local cinemas in the city town, we said we go to the multiplexes. And if you look at the cinema industry as such, everybody is doing it. Or you're in a very niche market player cinema, or you're actually in a multiplex where there are multiple screens, so far. Community. And I'm very luckily, honestly, that they love us and that we were not in the press this time, and that we hopefully in the future we will not be in the press because they love the brand. And I hope that they have ethical things also to report back to us, because I believe that there are companies out there, and maybe one of yours, where they can have bigger damage of printing a few free tickets. So this was actually my quote where I said, you know, I hope that they have the love to report it and don't do stupid things. Thank you very much.
Also, I'm a marketing manager, so we make it different things. I heard today that some companies there is, to break down the silo, that a lot of CEO became CDO. In our company, that will wake you up after so long stories. The customer in mind, and to really put new processes that are really dedicated to the customer, and also that really work with a business oriented. So that all these things are facilitating the change and the transformation of the company. So it's not only digitalization, but it's also how you can bring your company to the next level in order to meet the customer experience. And so we hope that in the future you will have the future customer of our Cedric baby. So thank you.
Elke Laarmans, the Chief Digital Officer at TORS. Right? You noticed today we had all Belgian companies. Now TORS was the best employer for the last 4 years.
For us, digital transformation is not so much about technology, but it's all about the customer. It starts with the customer, and it has always started with the customer at TORS. TORS is a family company since 1948, so almost 70 years. And for the last 65 years, we didn't have anything to do with data or digital. So you can imagine what the last 5 years looked like. We started working on a customer database 2 years ago. But we did everything from the back. TORS is a company very much driven from the heart. And we have to start working on TORS 2.0, as I call it. The heart and the digital, the data, has to come into our DNA. And it's a challenge as well. And that's where my journey with TORS started 2.5 years ago.
Mark, give us your last remarks. What are the key takeaways for today?
First of all, no worries, you will be released in a few minutes' time, because I don't know about you, but my bum started to hurt after a while. So I guess it's the same. So what have I learned? What have I noticed? First of all, Peter, you remember Peter from KBC, he suggested a new acronym, CCO, Chief Cognitive Officer. Well, it's bad news, because he will add to the confusion in this, because CCO already exists. I googled it. So it's a Chief Customer Officer, Chief Commercial Officer, or Chief Compliance Officer. Let the battle begin. So, right. Michael. Oh, very interesting, very interesting. First of all, congratulations on your hairdresser. I like the haircut. You got me worried. You'll have to tell me afterwards who's the screen wiper producer that enters the chips. Because it's one of these pieces of technology that I'm worried about. Very strange that I should say that, of course. I think they may have a huge GDPR problem, which is the new privacy legislation. If you're not involved, this is planet Earth, and you have to be ready by May of next year, 28th of May to exactly. So I'll talk to them. Ludo, very interesting. I love energy. I use it every day. I can confirm what he said about the need for nuclear plants if we go all electrical. I am personally utterly convinced that our nuclear plants will not close by 2025. It's simply impossible to do. Now there's one thing that I need to add to the information that Ludo gave. He said the idea is that we then just get power from France when we need it. And that works fine, except in the month of February. Because in the month of February, that is when France doesn't have enough power itself, and they have to import it. So if we have nothing to import, then there is this beautiful word which is called security of supply that falls to pieces. And that's the biggest important thing. You and I will pay a lot of money to have the guarantee that we have supply, and that just doesn't work with certain technologies. We have to make sure that what's called the base load will be covered by, I'm afraid, more traditional technologies. Geert, Argenta, I almost became a customer of yours. But since you didn't want to sell the product to me, I had to go to KBC. I'll tell you all about it. I pay about 60,000 euros of interest on a short-term loan, so that's how they get the money to do what they do. All right, it's all about speed. Until 2 years ago, a year ago, I was still teaching at KU Leuven, and I told my students that it's all about two things, speed and flexibility, so I couldn't agree more. And you said, what the hell has this guy been smoking? Somebody said to you. That my people at Agoria told me exactly the same thing when I said, okay, you have been waiting for 1.5 months now for our IT supplier to do something we need. Here's an alternative solution. They will do it in 24 hours. And they saw that once again that I was crazy. Afterwards they came to me and they said, actually, it only took 20 minutes. And that's what we all will need to do. That is no longer think in weeks or months, but think in minutes, not even days. Björn, Kinepolis, oh wonderful. Thank you for mentioning the Barco technology. Barco is an esteemed member of Agoria. You should all buy Barco or technology of other members of Agoria. You taught me some English as well. Kerfuffle with a ticket. I made a note of it. It's absolutely useless. But there's an insight as well. And you talked about the number of square meters that is reducing, that people at their homes have to put a screen. And that's really an insight. I never thought of that. It's true. Houses and apartments are becoming smaller. One of the reasons is that the regulations for energy are now so strict that the cost of a house goes up enormously, so all the surfaces are becoming smaller. I never made the link that this is good for Kinepolis, so thank you for that insight. Beatrice. Yeah. I know, connected cars. We have a lot of our members who produce components for that, so I have to be in favor. But I don't want certain technologies in my car. And that's crazy again. The last thing, for example, I want in my car is the damn thing reading all of my SMSs while my wife is sitting next to me. I don't know about you, but I don't want it. The other thing, I need a button to switch it off. All the brands, I drive an Audi, and I hate it when the engine stops when I'm in front of a traffic light or whatever. But they're smart. they put a button so I can switch it off. If the button goes away tomorrow, I will no longer drive an app. It's all down to one button. So again, GDPR, serious problems coming our way. And the last one, before I say a generic comment, Elke, Schoenentorfs. I don't know whether, did Torf start in Antwerp, in the Abdijstraat? In Lier. Then there was another Schoenentorfs as well. I remember being a kid many decades ago, and there was a Schoenentorfs in the Abdijstraat,
Yeah,
but I've always... It was the same? I remember, I still see it. There was a bakery next to it, and they had beautiful... Okay. Some men also love shoes. I also love shoes, and I just would like to congratulate you for what you're doing, because a lot of people in the e-commerce business actually are whining. And they're whining and saying, it's all going bad, it's all the fault of the regulation, and we can't compete, and we need special support, etc. And I always say bollocks. I say bollocks because what is happening is absolutely true. The distribution centers are in different countries, and we have to change the legislation for that. But what is really happening is that some companies, like Torfs, are very successful in competing in an honest way against competition. Zalando, by the way, has never made €1 of profit, just so you know. Okay, so their model does not work. Ladies and gentlemen, time to give your bum a relief and to get up, I think, before I give the word back to... you don't want the word anymore. You're offering me to say, go and... wonderful. I also, last word, I know there are a lot of Agoria members in this room. Thank you for being a member.